Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Canada Immigration. Permanent residence pathways that were closed or suspended in 2025, and the best alternatives. The year 2025 will be remembered as a turning point for Canada's immigration system. Across the country, long-standing pathways were shut down, pilot programs reached their final chapter, and several provincial nominee program streams were either suspended indefinitely or cancelled outright. For many hopeful newcomers, these changes felt abrupt, confusing, and deeply unsettling. Yet behind the closures lies an equally important truth: Canada has not closed its doors. Instead, the system is being reshaped. While some routes disappeared, others gained prominence and new pathways are already taking form. The key is knowing where to look and how to pivot. Let's walk through what changed in 2025 and, more importantly, where viable alternatives still exist for those pursuing Canadian permanent residence. Provincial Nominee Program Closures, a year of sudden stops. Several provinces made decisive moves in 2025, citing fraud risks, quota limits, or strategic realignments. Ontario, express entry skilled trade stream ends. In November 2025, Ontario shut down its express entry skilled trade stream, citing systemic misrepresentation and fraud. New applications were halted immediately, and pending files were returned. This marked a significant loss for skilled trades workers relying on Ontario's nomination boost. Saskatchewan, entrepreneur and farm pathways discontinued. Saskatchewan went even further. In March 2025, the province permanently closed its entrepreneur, international graduate entrepreneur, and farm owner/operator categories, confirming there are no plans to reopen them in the future. New Brunswick, student and skilled worker streams halted. New Brunswick discontinued its express entry student connection pathway early in the year, ending a popular option for international graduates. It also quietly paused new expressions of interest under its skilled worker priority occupations pathway. British Columbia, student streams suspended. BC closed its international postgraduate stream in January and promised new bachelor's, master's, and doctorate streams. By April, those plans were shelved indefinitely due to limited provincial allocations. Yukon, community pilot concludes. The Yukon Community Program pilot officially ended in June 2025 after 5 years, closing a pathway that once offered flexible work permits leading to PR. Strategic alternatives, where candidates can still succeed. Despite these setbacks, strong alternatives remain. Express entry remains the backbone. Express entry continues to be the most powerful federal pathway. Candidates with TER 0 to 3 occupations can qualify through the Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Worker Program, or Federal Skilled Trades Program. Category-based draws, especially for trades, healthcare, agriculture, and French speakers, often feature lower CRS cutoffs. For example, recent trades-focused draws required significantly fewer points than general CEC draws. Exploring other PNP streams. Even when one stream closes, provinces often leave others open. New Brunswick graduates, for instance, may still qualify under the employment pathway of its express entry stream. Many PNPs continue to prioritize candidates with local ties, job offers, or experience in in-demand occupations. Atlantic Immigration Program. For those open to Atlantic Canada, the AIP offers a direct PR route with a job offer from a designated employer. While processing times are long, currently over 3 years, the pathway remains stable and employer-driven. Community-focused immigration pilots. The Rural Community Immigration Pilot and Francophone Community Immigration Pilot continue to grow in importance. These programs connect employers in smaller communities with foreign workers, often targeting sectors facing acute labor shortages. Francophone applicants benefit from lower language thresholds and targeted support. Quebec, a major reset. Quebec introduced some of the most sweeping changes of 2025. Quebec Experience Program ends. In November, Quebec terminated its Quebec Experience Program, closing both the graduate and temporary worker streams that once offered fast-tracked PR. Pilot programs wind down. 3 Quebec pilot programs covering food processing, orderlies, and tech sectors reached their planned conclusion by the end of 2025, with caps reached well before closing dates. The Path Forward PSTQ. The Skilled Worker Selection Program now stands as Quebec's primary skilled immigration pathway. Applicants must submit a declaration of interest through ARIMA and align with Quebec's labor priorities. Agri-food pilot closure and sector-specific options. The agri-food pilot closed early in February 2025 due to overwhelming demand. While disappointing, alternatives exist. Eligible agricultural and food processing workers may qualify under express entry, especially those in skilled NOCs such as butchers and farm supervisors. Provincial programs, like Saskatchewan's Agriculture Talent Pathway, also remain active. Atlantic provinces and rural communities continue to prioritize agri-food occupations, particularly where labor shortages persist. Home care worker pilots, a long pause. In December 2025, Canada placed a long-term pause on both home care worker immigration pilots. Despite reaching capacity within hours of opening, the programs will not reopen until 2030. However, caregivers are far from excluded. Many of the same occupations qualify under express entry category-based draws in healthcare and education. Provinces such as Ontario and Manitoba consistently invite caregivers through their PNPs, while Atlantic provinces continue to prioritize healthcare roles. Entrepreneurs face a shift, not an exit. The Startup Visa program officially closed at the start of 2026, following years of processing backlogs and criticism. The Self-Employed Persons Program remains paused as well. Yet entrepreneurship is not off the table. Provinces like British Columbia, Alberta, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland and Labrador continue to operate entrepreneur-focused PNP streams. Additionally, the federal government has confirmed that a new, targeted entrepreneur pilot will be announced in 2026. Economic Mobility Pathways pilot and something new is coming. The Economic Mobility Pathways pilot concluded as planned at the end of 2025. Designed to connect skilled refugees with Canadian employers, it exceeded expectations. The federal government has committed to launching a permanent Successor program and announced a one-time initiative to transition tens of thousands of protected persons to permanent residence between 2026 and 2028. Final thoughts: adaptation is the new advantage. Canada's immigration system is evolving, not retreating. The closures of 2025 reflect capacity limits, integrity concerns, and policy recalibration, not a rejection of newcomers. For applicants willing to adapt, research alternatives, and align with Canada's economic priorities, opportunity remains very much alive. That is all for today. In this video, please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.